Hello everyone and welcome to our new podcast Coastal Conversations. Today we are inaugurating this new project and we are going to explain the purpose of this project and we will have a special guest who will teach us a lot of things. So, this is a project we built with our team on the occasion of the Ocean Day, which aims to educate people about the issues touching the seas and oceans. We believe with our team that this is something that will allow listeners to form an opinion based on the issues. Knowledge is the greatest power. The podcast will consist on 2 episodes per week. One will be an interview with a special guest, and the second one will be a moment of dialogue with our collaborators. So, I think I've covered everything you need to know about this new project and welcome to Coastal Conversations. Today we have with us a special guest, someone who grew up in a fishing family, someone who knows a lot about the sea. We are with Lannis. Welcome Lannis, how are you?
Hi, welcome. I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine too. I'm happy to be here with you, and I know you can teach us a lot of things about the sea.
Yes, I want to say things like they are because I'm not in a fishing family, but a part of my family are a fisher, and I'm proud of it. And it's my uncle who gave us our time to teach us things about the sea and the problem he encountered with the climate change. So I hope people who going to listen us will going to learn something like the same thing we learn and can have a new vision about the climate change.
And what do you think? We can start talking about the situation of the fishing, the actual situation of the fishing.
Yes. So we're not talking. My uncle is a fishing craftsman, so he's fishing with a small boat. It's not like the huge boat you can imagine fishing a lot of fish. It's not this type of fishing. And what he sees, because it's been like 30 years he is fishing. What he sees is like during the last 15 years the weather of the seas have increased, the temperature have increased, and some species are gone of the seas of Finisterre, and some other species come, and it can create some problems because the species were gone. It can create problem for the fishermen. They don't. Imagine they fish like. Imagine we talk about the fish bar. If the species are gone, the fishermen who fish the fish bar, they don't have any job anymore. And in other case, there is the problem of the species who come like the.
It's like the economy of little fishermen depend with the fish they fish.
Yes. It's the entire problem because all the job of fishermen are based on the fish, and if the fish are gone, there is no more thing to fishing.
And what's the reason of this change?
One of it's the climate change, and because of the climate change, some part of the problem are the increase of the temperature of the seas. And yes, because some species aren't adapt to this temperature.
And it's the only thing changed, or
no,
we have a lot of things?
No. There is really a lot of other things who have changed, and I talk about the species who gone. And in fact, I speak about the fish bar, but the species of fish bar stay. It's maybe other species, but there is another problem. Actually, there is a species, the octopus, who are entirely destroyed. Like actually, the Saint-Jacques shells species were a lot fishing. Really, it's a huge part of this job.
Okay.
The species are being destroyed by the octopus.
Okay, and the octopus is like an invasive stage?
Yes, because there was an octopus before, and now it's like a propagation of octopus.
Okay,
Actually, they don't have this species in the Finisterre Sea, but we can imagine like there is a progression. My uncle tell us that there is a progression, and we can imagine like the octopus are coming in Finisterre
Okay.
and create a huge problem, because for the there is fishermen, their activity a huge problem because of that.
Because I know a lot of people knows the situation of the Mediterranean Sea with the blue crab.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
but no one knows the situation in the Finisterre Sea with the octopus.
Yes, maybe because it's maybe because it's a problem who are more
It's very local problem.
more a local problem, but it's still a huge problem. I mean, if there is this local problem, we can imagine there is local problem like everywhere around the world.
Yes, I know.
And it's a it's a problem created in part at because of the climate change.
But it's a problem. If this problem stays along, we can have an impact of the biodiversity of the Finisterre
Oh yes,
Sea.
it's sure.
Okay.
It's actually there is a
and
there is problem in
okay.
other parts of the sea, and it's coming
Okay.
at the Finisterre Sea.
Okay, and you say to me in the backstage like the birds are gone.
Yes, it's not here. It's not it's not an impact on the birds, but sees like the fishermen to see if there is a bank of fish. They use the birds. If you see a lot of
Like
birds
like
in the sky above the
Okay, like a
the-
mark of
Yes,
where is
yes,
fish. Okay.
exactly, and they see that there is a decrease of the quantities of birds,
And
and
that's a consequence of
it's a consequence of the lack of fish in the sea actually.
Okay.
Because there is a problem with the quantities of fish. You have a decrease of the quantities of birds.
Okay. And I know we have an increase of the number of fox in the Finisterre Sea.
Yes, because it's create a competition between the fishermen and the fox, because they hunt the same.
Same fish.
Yes, the same fish.
It's like we don't have a lot of fish, but we have more
Competitive.
fox.
Yes, more.
We have more competition with humans and fox.
So it's increased the problems of the lack of
Okay,
fish.
and
Yes.
I understand. I think a lot of people don't know this, and I think it's a good information.
Yes,
to give,
because when we think about the fish and the species they are in Finisterre Sea, we don't think of the fox.
and
It's not that the first thing he can come.
and we have a lot of things. We can see a lot of things, but there are some laws to respond at this crisis.
Yes, but just before talking about the laws, because I just want to talk about last problems that my uncle told me about. So one of the last thing I want to talk about it, because of the climate change, there is a slowdown of the Gulf Stream, and because of that, there is a changes in the temperature of the sea and the ocean, and if this change continue, we're going to have a change with the plankton.
Okay,
And
like the flow of the sea change.
Yes.
And the plankton not gone to it's not going to the good part of the ocean.
Yes, and at this it's big. Like you see, the Gulf Stream, it's like a flow, a flow, and if this flow change, we can have the change on the plankton. And like we know, the plankton is like the basis of the food chain in the sea. And if we have this change, it can change like a lot of things. Really a lot of things. It can go into the huge fish, like we can see boarfish or tuna. So yes, it's a huge problem too, and it's a part of the climate change.
It's like we can see. I see a lot of people talk about the change of the climate like a problem in the future, but not like a problem actually. But we can see these changes actually. Us, we are in our studies, so I don't think we see, yes, like you say, the change. But it's why I was wanted to have the experience of my uncle, is because he's on the sea.
He is on the sea. He saw what's happened and the change. It's like it's a real change for him, and it's been like a years.
It's not like a theory or something like
yes,
this.
Yes, it's not like on the social media or other, like it's coming, it's going to happen. And I don't say nothing happened. We see a lot of changes, huge fire, the increase of the weather. But for him, I mean, he lives with that.
But we have also important changes. I think the disparition of some species and the migration of some other species is like a huge problem. It's not something easy.
Yes, and for him it's a real change in his life. He need to change his habitude, his way to work.
Okay.
So yes.
And like we have the point of view of a small fisherman with a small boat. But what your uncle thinks about the big fishermen and the big industries?
Yeah, it's maybe the second part of the problem. If we want to generalize the problem, we can think about the climate change. It's like more it's human problem. The causes is human, but the second part and the huge part is the huge boat and the industry, the lobbies. And for my uncle, it's maybe the biggest problem, because even the climate change are caused by these lobbies. You know?
The changes come with the climatic changes are increased with the actions of big boats.
Yes. Imagine there is a name to that, because the number of fishes are decreased.
Yes.
The states have imposing some fishing quotas. So imagine because there is not no more fish, but a decrease of fish. You can't fish more than I don't know, maybe 1 tons of fish per month. It's that a quota. But the problem is the huge boat have all the quotas, and the little boat like my uncle can survive to that, because the lobbies have a lot of money and power. The lobbies have a huge power in the European
Parliament.
Yes, European Parliament, and that it's an information I wasn't expecting, that they have so much power at the point they have created a label who called MSC. How do you call MSC? Yes. So the lobbies are so powerful in the European Parliament that they realize they achieved to create a label called MSC Pêche Durable. And it's an anomaly because it's the label who are fishing so much fish, who are destroy the biodiversity, the flow.
They have the biggest impact on the sea.
Yes, and imagine it's the one who destroy the most part of the thing, and they create a label. Yes, it's like a joke, in fact, and it's what my uncle tell me. It's like when you see that the one who are in fact in case to destroy everything have this power. It's like you have the impression the states are laughing at you.
Okay, that's interesting. And the state are building some laws. You talk about the fishing quotas, but do the fishing quotas have an impact?
In fact, some laws are consequences of all this problem, and like I say later before, my uncle said that the quota are consequence of this problem, and even if the goal, I think, at the basement is to change something, it's more like the lobbies and the huge boats are using that because they're the only who found a benefit. And for example, at the beginning of the year, the quotas on the pollock fish, so it's a fish we can fish in the Finisterre Sea, have created huge problem for little fishermen who aren't associated with the quota because you are not forced to. Because you're not forced to be a part of the a huge association, and if you can't be part of the association, you don't have the right to have the quotas. And if you don't have the quotas, for example, the fisherman who was fishing the yellow pollock, there was the right to fish like 50 kilograms, and it's nothing really. You can live by fishing 50 kilograms of the fish you are in fact you are in case of fishing per month. It's nothing, and it's create consequences like the fishermen have to change their way of fish.
It's like the fisherman who works on this type of fish can just fish 15 kilograms.
Yes.
It's
nothing.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's nothing, and they can live with.
No, it's impossible.
And
so they have to change.
How they can live? What's the?
I don't know. They have to change.
It's like
my uncle says
like
to
if
me.
I understand the thing, the big associations have the access for the big quotas, but the little fishermen, independent fishermen, can't fish these big quotas.
Yes, so they have everything, and we gave us more than everything. And the people who don't have a lot of things is like, okay, so you don't have a lot of things and more. Now you don't have the right to fish the what gave you your job.
Okay, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And we can see actually another example of that. It's the Dutch fleet who have like an equipment extremely perfectionated, the new technology to fish more quickly, more efficiently, and we increase the destroying of the species.
It's like we have more technology, we can be more performant, but we can't fish a lot because we have less fish than ever.
Yes, but they continue to fish.
They continue to fish.
To fishing a lot.
Okay.
Even if there is alarm on the subject. They continue.
Okay, because and there are some laws to stop this. I know in the Indian Sea, I
Yes.
think we have some months when fishing are stopped to save some dolphins.
Yes, there was a laws during 1 month, 1 month,
Ah, okay.
and it's created by it's happened because sea shepherd are doing some actions
Okay.
and filming the boat who were fishing, and yes, dolphins are checking in the dolphins who are trapped in the nets, and it's great that they do that, but it can create problem later because it's not all the fishermen who are fishing dolphins. It's a little part, but
Okay.
in fact it's a good
But
thing.
it's also
But
a
it
good
can-
thing.
Yes,
It's
yes,
also a good
yes,
thing.
yes,
We
yes,
can
yes.
see here an association fighting against the fishing situation, and not also the not only the fishing situation, but the change of the biodiversity and a lot of things about the ocean. We can see also an impact of the activism with sea shepherd here. What do you think about the impact of
The activism.
the activism? Yes.
It's depend of the case, but I think we can finish on that because it's recent information. It's next to us.
And I think it's a good thing also to see
Yes,
the
yes.
activism have an impact on the.
And we can finish like that on the for the people who don't know. The biggest boat who fishing tuna are in Saint-Malo, in the bay of Saint-Malo, and it's like a huge problem because it's going to destroy a lot of things and continue the destroy of fish. But the militantism and the activism are associated with the little fishermen to stop this problem, this boat, and they succeed. Actually the boat who are in Saint-Malo don't have the right
Okay.
to fish.
The boat don't have any activity.
Actually, no.
Okay, and
Yes.
that's the mediatic pressure or the
Yes,
or
exactly.
the efforts of little fishermen, or is the
I think it's the two
two things.
the,
Okay,
the
okay.
true things. The pressure of the mediatic pressure is a huge part, but
But we can
it's going in the sense of the little fisherman.
Okay, but we can see here we can have an impact if we start
Yeah.
working.
Yeah,
Because here
clearly.
if we have a big boat fishing in Saint-Malo, like we can destroy a lot of biodiversity in the ocean. But we have here the clear example. We can do something if we start working here.
Yes, and it's maybe the goal of this podcast to show to
Yes,
the people
to
that
give the information to the people.
yes, to give information and to tell people that we can really change the
Yes,
thing.
it's like to give the information. I think the information is the biggest thing we can have because if
Information is power.
it's power.
It's- Yes. It was our first episode. We are going to
Yes,
do
we can have more the next week, but that's the end of the first episode, and you can see everything in the YouTube channel. Thank you
Yes,
to
thank you,
to
Sofiane.
come here to explain your point of
And
view and
tha-
the point of view of your uncle. We are
Yes, thanks to my uncle and to my family who gave us their time to do that because it was a little bit of work for them, and we can't have this. It's what we have. It's like an incredible experience. So really, a huge thanks and thank you to our listeners.
and you will have the link of the report of the uncle of Yanis, and on the description you can see it in French and in English if you want. And I think it's really interesting to read. Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
See you
Bye,
the next
bye.
Thursday.
Goodbye.